Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vote and create wealth from within. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, y'all? Hey, sister. Loose Pearl 77. What's going on, you guys? Let me go ahead and get our other cousins in the chat, and we're going to go ahead and get this party started. Let's see. Oh, why did it go back and reset my... All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this party started. First of all, I'm going to say welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whether you are viewing over here on YouTube or Facebook or my Instagram family, I want to welcome you all, whether you're here for the first time, and welcome back to those that always come and hang with your girl, Dr. Worlds, okay? I'm going to ask you real quickly to take 30 seconds, not a lot of time at all, 30 seconds or less, to go ahead and invite somebody to the live stream, tag somebody, share it with somebody, okay? Copy the link, paste it in somebody's text message, say, hey, jump on, send it to somebody's email, DM, share it to your story, however you have to share on whatever platform you are watching me live. I am multi-streaming, so you know all the shindigs of the platform that you are watching me from. Please go ahead so kindly and share this. It helps me beat the algorithm, which we also know as the machine that every man, every woman is up against right now, okay? Taking the jobs, taking the resources, whole 9 yards, man versus machine. So help me beat the algorithm so that they will show it to more people in their feed and in their timeline, etc. Okay. And then it also helps me reach the people that I'm supposed to reach. I know I'm not here to help everybody. I wish I could be, but I'm not. However, I do know I am here to help somebody. And that somebody may be you. That somebody may be somebody that you know. But your simple share, okay, will allow me to be able to reach those people. All right, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I will turn it around in just a moment. Let me make sure I have everything pulled up. Just want to kind of show you guys a couple headlines that I think we should be very much aware of, okay? We should be paying very much attention to some of these headlines that I am going to show you, okay? I don't bring bad news. I'm not a bearer of bad news. But I want you to be aware, because if you are not aware, you can't prepare. You cannot prepare. Hold on 1 second. Let me see which ones I'm going to actually... I don't think I'm going to go... Hold on, I'm just trying to see where I'm going to start at, because it's a lot. And I don't have a lot of time to go over, all of these things. But where am I going to start? I'm going to start right here, okay? I'm going to start with this. No, I just seen it right here. Yeah, I'm going to start with this video right here, because Even though we got a lot of things going on right now, a lot of things that will negatively impact the unprepared. That's what I'm saying. We have time to get prepared. If you fail to take the time that we have right now to get prepared, then you will absolutely positively suffer. This is not a black or a white thing. This is a we thing at this point. And so I want to, share a quick video, see if I can open it up in another tab. There we go, right there. And then I'm going to share my screen. Let me pause it. Because even though we have all these things going on, I want to focus on this aspect of what we ought to be doing and what we could be doing and how we can take advantage of a crisis and prepare for not only ourselves, but prepare for the people that we have been assigned to, whether that's your children, your mother, your father, your brother, your sisters, whether that's people in your community, etc. Whoever has been assigned to you, you will be in a better position. Now, we know that there's a lot of mayhem going on with the TSA. They haven't been paid. Air flight traffic control has been affected. There have been plane crashes. There have been long lines. There have been a lot of things that have canceled flights, stranded passengers, over flooded, rental car companies, the whole 9 yards. It's been a lot of mayhem. But this man on the screen, my brother right here, decided to turn a negative into a positive and solve people problems. And guess what? Get paid while solving people's problems. That's what we all ought to be focused on. Not so much of what's going on. We need to pay attention and be aware of what's going on. But no, how can I create a solution to that problem that I see going on? And this is a perfect example to open us up with. Okay. I'm going to let you hear this man give his commentary. But this brother decided, hey, there's a lot of long lines. There's people who urgently need to make their flights, and they are willing to do anything to make their flights. Well, I will be a line stander. And I'm going to start a line waiting service. And I'm going to charge what I want. Okay? This is his sales pitch. Airports are getting out of hand, so I'm offering a solution. I see a problem. Here's a solution. You don't feel like standing in those long lines, I'll do it for you. I'll stand in line, hold your spot, or call and text you when I reach the TSA scan point. You walk up, step in, and keep it moving. I got strong legs, I got a strong bladder, and zero complaints. I'm available at the MSY airport for $600 flat. I'm available at the IAH airport for $800 flat and at ATL airport for $1,200 flat. Fees must be paid in advance. So before you even get the service, I'm going to receive payment. Okay? How much luggage you can bring? 2 pieces of luggage, and you got to give me a 2 weeks notice. So Buddy is already booked and busy. And guess what? He did not provide the service yet, but he was paid and will be paid in full for a service that he is pre-selling just to solve people's problems. Okay? So let me let you listen.
One thing about my people is we always gonna find a way. We always gonna have a hustle. We always gonna be able to make $1 out of 15 cents. My man Jimmy Payne right here said the airport lines is crazy. It's ridiculous. Everybody's scared to fly. You don't want to stand in a long ass line. You canceling flights. You rebooking. You doing. Jimmy said, hold on. I'll stand in line for you. He got his prices too. He say he's available to stand in MSY for $600 because he live here in New Orleans. He said he for $800 he go to Houston and stand in line for. He said, but Atlanta, you gonna need $1,200 and a 10-piece of hot lemon pepper wings. He said, but you need 2 pieces of luggage, and you need to give them a week's notice, payments up front, because you know how we do. We don't come on the hustle, but you know how we do. We get up there in line, talking about Jimmy, come on, man, you ain't staying for 3 hours. Man, let me give you 400. Yeah, that's how we do. But Jimmy said he dead serious, because y'all always think we playing. So y'all better do what Jimmy doing and do better, man.
That's it. So we're without excuse to say we can't make money. We got to have a structure. We got to have an LLC. We got to have all this. We got to have all that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You ought to be rocking and rolling right now. You ought to be solving hella problems. You got AI, tools, technology. You got so many different things in so many different ways that you can solve people's problems and get yourself in a better position. Because there's 2 types of people that's going to come out of this. I just showed you one. That's Jimmy. Jimmy saw there's a problem and I'm going to solve it. And then here, let's go over here, stop the share over here. We got to go back and forth a couple times, but you ain't going to mind. If you do, I'll holler at you. Okay? Here we go right here. Now, I reported last year. I don't know why they singled the people out like this, okay? But I'm just reporting to you what they reported. I showed y'all last year how many women, and I'm about to pull it up again, how many of these particular kind of men and women, okay? Now, it wasn't enough to just say over 500,000 men have lost their jobs in just the last 4 months. When I reported on how many women, the men was just like in the hundreds of thousands. The women were already in the million. I think it was 300,000 women had been let go in the workforce. Black women, that is, Black women have been let go in the workforce in just 1 month. But now we got over 500,000, over 500,000 Black men have lost their jobs in just the last 4 months. Over 500,000. So you got 2 types of people. We got my brothers over here on side B who keep on playing, the role, playing with the system. And you ought to see the comments from my own people, women and men alike. Oh, this is so sad. May the Lord help us. Oh, we are always the ones that get hit the hardest. We are. We're the ones that get the hardest hit and the first to be hit and the last to be helped. So why are we acting like it's a surprise? We can be like side A, Jimmy, and solve a problem, or be like side B, my brothers, and create a problem that you don't know how to solve, or have a problem created for you that you don't know how to solve. The choice is always yours. The choice is always yours and mine. That's one thing I could say that's fair about God. The choice is always free will. Pick and choose. Okay? Both sides going to be hard. But pick or choose your hard. It's hard working for somebody, and it's going to be hard building something that cannot be broken for the people that you love and you were assigned to build for. Either way, it's going to be hard. Staying in the rat race, working so hard and making so little, or putting dedication and time and energy to something you might not see a rapid return on, but later on it pays you for the rest of your life. You get to choose your heart. 500,000 Black men have lost their jobs in the last 4 months. November 2025, there were 9.9 million Black men employed. February 2026, there is 9.4 million Black men employed. Over 500,000. Okay? Why it just couldn't be men? Over 500,000 men. That's how many Black men has been pushed out of the workforce. And that's not a problem. That's not a problem worth we trying to analyze and say, okay, what else can I do? We're going to just start with those. Let me see if there's anything else I would like to share, because I do have my slide deck that I'm going to actually put up here, but I wanted to lead with those. We see a man solving problems, and then we see a whole bunch of men, whole bunch of more men with a lot of problems. But we get to pick and choose what side of the field we're going to be on, okay? Yeah, I'm going to stop the share there. There's nothing else I want to share over there right at the present moment. I'm going to go ahead and get my presentation up. And I'm not going to take a lot of y'all time whatsoever. You got to figure out a way to stop working so hard and make something work hard for you. And right now we have a window of opportunity to get right or get left. And no, that is not political, right or left. That's you going to either get right and get yourself together and get going, or you're going to get left behind. Okay? It's no middle ground. So I'm going to open by saying this, and then I'm going to start, the presentation. 1 second. All right, here we go. If you haven't shared, please, please, please share this, because I do believe everybody should be aware. Whether they hear or they forbear, at least they are aware of what's happening and what's coming. I believe everybody has the right to be warned so that they know how to move strategically, okay? So if you have not shared, please do that. And if you did, then find some more people to share with, okay? I'm not a hypocrite. I've done it as well. I've shared over to 19, 20 different other groups and pages, okay? What I'm about to break down is not just news. This is something that is about to hit your pockets, people, your bills, your everyday life. And if these things are about to hit the little that you're making or the little that you're relying on, then you are going to be depleted rapidly. Most people are not paying attention. That's why we need them over here. But the ones who will pay attention and understand what's happening right now are the very ones who would get themselves in a very strong preservative position. But again, the choice is ours. You can get right, position yourself, or stay out of position and get left behind. Everybody can understand what's happening right now. Everybody talking about it. Some may look at it like, oh, the Republicans is doing this, and all the Democrats is doing this. Not thinking that they have people in a hierarchy up than them. These are just chess pieces on the board, okay? There is rising tension globally involving Iran, Russia then being caught doing some snake stuff, like not producing that ammonium nitrate that we need for our fertilizer, we definitely gonna have a food famine, a food shortage. Because while Iran is over attacking us on the oil front, Russia is attacking us on the food front. And then you got China, who is scraping the floorboard of the ocean to prepare submarine warfare against the United States. Here's the part that most people are not talking about: that Strait of Hormuz is really big. This is just one little small area, and it handles about 20% of the world's oil supply. Okay? 20% of the world's oil flow through one location. So if that get disrupted, slowed down, or shut down, it is catastrophic. Up until right now, from the time that it was closed down almost 2 weeks ago, it will take 18 months, almost 2 years, to fix and get it back to normal. Not to get it, running smoother, to just get it back to normal. Okay? Everything connected to this Strait of Hormuz, everything goes up. Prices spike fast, and the last 4 times oil have gone up: in 2008, 1993, during COVID. Every time oil spikes, a recession will definitely follow. You can go look it up and fact check me. Every time oil rises, 1000% a recession follows. If oil is dropping and you print in more money, then you can have what you call an oil boom while the prices are dropping. But if the prices are spiking and you printing a lot more money, such as funding the war and making sure ships are on the sea and making sure, military helicopters and the Navy and all, printing hella money, it cause an automatic recession. And that is why gold and silver has skyrocketed, because the dollar is dead. It's just hanging on by a thread. These wars is what's keeping it alive. Okay? Here's some real simple math. When I say 20% of the world flows to this one location, so let me give you some stats. 30 countries rely on the Strait of Hormuz and the oil that flows through it. 30 countries. When I'm telling you stuff we can't even think about, that we didn't even think about, let me just hold on, because we're gonna start the presentation. Then I'm gonna go. How many things? Okay, hold on. I'm about to tell you what all will be affected, so that you can, when it was like, yeah, rent's gonna go up, your electricity bill is gonna go up, your gas is gonna go up, your food's gonna go up. I'm like, what is there left not to go up? Oh, our money. You mean to tell me our money's going up more? Oh, our money's not going up. Wow. How are we going to afford life? When I tell y'all this number, you are going to be just flabbergasted. This oil over there with Iran that we ain't been able to get through, will affect over 50,000 daily products that we not only use, but we need. 50,000 everyday products. 50,000. Everything in transportation, whether that's gas for your own car, Uber, Lyft prices. Oh yeah, the prices is going up. Postal Service say they are going up 8% on all of its products. Flights, anything shipping from Amazon packages, you name it. Once oil go up, everything costs more to move. Just think of it that way. The flip side of that is if you in the transportation industry, not only does the price go up, but your pay go up because we need you moving. Hey, we got ships stuck out there. We need these trucks moving products as fast as possible. Okay. It don't just affect the ships. It affects the trains. It affects the planes. It affects the boats. It affects the diesels. But now because everything is elevated, the pay. So you're going to either be on one of the two sides. Transportation costs is going to suck you dry, or you're going to be in that niche, in that sector, and you're going to go ahead and run up you a big bag. Two types of people. Remember that, cousins. Which one will you be? Which one will you be? Because there's only two types. You're going to be like cousin at the airport, or all them cousins that was laid off. The world right now is shifting beneath our feet. Oil markets are fracturing. We not only have that going on, we have 3 plants in the United States currently on fire. One in Austin, Texas, an oil refinery, an egg production, some type of facility that produces eggs is on fire. You got another refinery that blew up. I think it's BP or either one of them petrol refineries. So this is not just happening across the waters. This is happening in our backyard as well. Everyday people just like you and me are about to feel it in our wallets, our gas tanks, and our grocery bills. This is not a drill. This is your financial future on the line. It is time to wake up and get it together. It's time to wake up and do something different. Real talk. What you learn in the next few minutes could be the very difference between thriving and barely surviving. If you've been watching the news, or even if you have not, something massive is unfolding on a world stage. This is global. Right now, today, the geopolitical tensions that drive oil markets are at a boiling point. This isn't background noise. This is a financial storm that will reshape everybody's daily life. Iran, U.S., and global powers' rising military and diplomatic tensions between Iran, the United States, and allied global powers are threatening the most critical oil corridor on planet Earth. Sanctions, threats, and naval buildups are escalating by the week, and the markets are watching every single move. The markets are already reacting. Oil supply concerns are already rattling global financial markets. Futures are spiking. Analysts are sounding alarms. Everybody is panicking. The economy's instability that you're beginning to feel at the pump and the grocery store is just the opening act of something far bigger. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the open ocean, is under increased risk of military disruption. Any blockage, even temporary, sends shockwaves throughout every economy on Earth within days. From Europe to Asia to Latin America, economic instability is spreading like a contagion. countries that depend on imported oil are tightening their budgets. And that tightening always rolls downhill onto working class, excuse me, and middle class families first. Now, let me tell y'all, because I'll come back and show y'all the receipts. They going off over there in, I want to say it's India. They have no more oil. They say they had 30 to 60 days supply. It ain't even been a week. Last week they were saying that they were getting really uncomfortable waiting because it was being rationalized out to them. Or it the talks, the discussions of we might have to rationalize how much gas you can have for the week, for the day, okay, for the month. So all these countries are highly upset, all 30 of them. They're angry at the United States because it's like you caused something that disrupted our economy. Like this is economic warfare on a global scale. Because now we can power our plants, we can give people energy, we can make money, we can, have production, manufacture our own food. They feel like this is an attack from the United States, just in case we all were not aware. 30 countries. When you see UK and you see India and Africa and you see all Korea and all these different places that are affected, they are angry and ready to ride on the United States. That's what I'm going to say. Go do your research. Go do your research because it's getting really intense. Why does this one location control so much? You've probably never thought much about a narrow strip of water between Iran and Oman. But that 21-mile wide passage, the Strait of Hormuz, is the single most important checkpoint or choke point for global energy. It is a jugular vein of the world's oil supply, and right now someone's hand is hovering dangerously close to it. The numbers don't lie. 20% of all the world's oil supply passes through that Strait of Hormuz every single day. That's roughly about 17 to 21 million barrels of oil per day, every day, no exceptions. When this route is threatened, the entire global energy market trembles. Immediately, there is no quick alternatives. They trembling because they know it's going to take a very long time to bounce back. There is no instant backup plan. The world runs on this passage. Why it is so dangerous? The strait connects Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, the UAE, and Iran to global buyers. There is no viable alternative route for most of this oil volume. So there ain't no plan B, no route B. Let's turn around, flip it around, go this way. That's none of that. It's only that way or no way. Any naval confrontation or mine placement can halt shipping within hours. Insurance costs for tankers skyrocket instantly during tensions, raising prices globally. A single week of disruption can trigger a multi-month price spike worldwide. The U.S. Fifth Fleet is stationed nearby. Military escalation is a real scenario. This is not theoretical. The strait has been threatened before in 1987, in 2012, and in 2019. And every time oil prices spiked and everyday people paid the price at the pump and at the grocery store. The difference now is that this is a global financial system connected to it, and it is far more fragile. And the tensions are far more intense this time around. Some people think oil drama is just a Middle Eastern problem. It's not. They're wrong, dead wrong to be exact. Oil is the lifeblood of the modern global economy. It powers everything from the cars we drive to the planes that carry our goods to the factories that make our products. When oil supply is threatened, no country gets a pass. Not a single one. even us as a major oil producer. See, we create oil, but it is like sweet oil. It's not the oil we need to power our vehicles. We don't manufacture that type of oil, so we have to rely on foreigners to provide that type of oil. But our oil is not the type of oil that we need, which is stupid on the United States part, but I digress. Even as a major oil producer, the U.S. is deeply tied to global oil pricing. Domestic prices follow international benchmarks. American consumers feel every global spike at the gas pump within days. Europe, already weakened by the Russia-Ukraine war, energy fallout. European economies are highly vulnerable to any additional oil supply disruption. Another shock could tip several nations straight into recession. Asia, China, Japan, South Korea, and India collectively import massive volumes of oil throughout this strait. A disruption cripples their manufacturing sectors, which supply goods to the entire world, including the United States, and also developing nations. Countries with weaker currencies and thinner financial reserves are hit first and hardest. Food prices, fuel prices, and social unrest can spike within weeks of any major oil shock. This is the reason why gas prices will rise. The most immediate place you feel this crisis is going to be at the gas pump. And if you think prices are already bad, you haven't seen what happens when global oil supply is genuinely threatened. Gas prices don't creep up slowly during a crisis. They just jump fast and they just jump hard. When oil supply is reduced, whether by military disruption, sanctions, or market panic, the price per barrel surges on global markets. Refineries immediately pay for more crude. The cost passes directly to distributors. Distributors pass it to gas stations, and gas stations pass it directly to you every single time you fill up your tank. During 1973 oil embargo, gas prices quadrupled in months. During the Gulf War, they spiked 80% in weeks. During COVID supply disruptions, Americans paid record prices at the pump. History is screaming the same warning right now. What these higher gas prices really mean: daily commuting costs. It's going to be a surge. If you drive to work, you immediately lose more money every single week. Ride share price climbing. Uber, Lyft, and delivery services raises rates to offer their fuel costs or to offset their fuel costs. Trucking costs rise. Every product that moves by truck gets more expensive to ship, or you get a bigger bag to go pick it up. Airline tickets spike. Jet fuel is oil derived. Air travel costs pass through straight to consumers. Small businesses do suffer. Any businesses that will start using vehicles will start seeing margins crushed instantly. Okay? Any ones that use a high volume of vehicles because they got gas prices, they start seeing, you got 10, 12 vehicles, you got a post office. Okay? For example, they got all the mail trucks. UPS, FedEx, Amazon. Okay? That's why that medical courier is the right spot to be in. Why? Because you solve a problem. Why go give Amazon $17,000 and I can go ahead and give Tawana $7,000, save me $10,000. She can get it in her Sprinter van, or she can get it in her Explorer, or she can get it in her Navigator and get it to them faster without having to make a million stops. What? This is the best time and the worst time happening simultaneously. Why groceries will go up? Here's what most people don't connect: oil and food. They seem unrelated, but they are deeply, inescapably linked. Everything you eat travel to your grocery store on a truck, train, or on a ship, all of which run on oil. And before that, it was likely grown using petroleum based fertilizers and harvested by diesel powered equipment. Oil prices don't just affect gas pumps, they affect every aisle in a grocery store. Step one, that fuel is going to definitely spike. Okay, when oil prices rise, the cost to run every truck, cargo ship, and freight train rises with it. Transportation companies immediately began paying more to move goods. Did I not just say that? Y'all ought to see the loads that they are uh posting. $6,500 loads. That's just one way. It is the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas ain't the most wonderful time of the year. It's right now. Step two, shipping costs rise. Those higher transportation costs get passed directly to food producers and distributors who are already operating on thin margins. They have no choice but to raise the prices to survive. Grocery prices surge. By the time that food reaches you, your local grocery store, every layer of added costs have compounded. The sticker price on your chicken, bread, eggs, and vegetables reflect every gallon of diesel burned to get it to your shelf. So now you have to pay more for less while working hard and making little. Families on tight budgets start making impossible choices. We got to cut back on nutrition, skipping meals, or drowning in credit card debt just to keep food on the table. This is already happening, and it's about to only get worse. The USDA reports that food at home prices have already risen significantly in recent years. A global oil supply disruption could accelerate grocery inflation by another 10 to 25% within months. That is not a prediction, it is a historical pattern that has repeated itself every single time oil supply has been threatened. I'm going to go over just a couple of things that get more expensive. Your rent and housing. Landlords will face higher utility and maintenance costs, which get passed directly to tenants through higher rents and fewer concessions. Utilities, natural gas, and electricity costs rise alongside oil prices, making your monthly utility bills unpredictably expensive. Clothing and goods, synthetic fabrics, plastics, and manufactured goods all use petroleum in production. Their prices rise too. Healthcare, medical equipment, pharmaceutical production, and hospital operations all depend on energy, which is powered by oil. So the cost is automatically passed to the patients. Childcare and education. Operational costs for schools, daycares, and service providers climb as energy prices rise. This is what you call the compounding effect. Everything is just piling up. Okay. Here's what makes this so dangerous for working class families. These costs don't rise independently. They rise simultaneously, all together at the same time. Your gas bill goes up, your food bill goes up, your rent goes up, your utility bill goes up, all at once. It's called the chokehold. And if your paycheck don't rise at that same pace, and statistically it never does, especially during an oil crisis, then you are losing ground every single month. Not because you did anything wrong, not because you're irresponsible, but because the system is structured in a way that makes working class people absorb the cost of global instability. That's one hell of a system. The Federal Reserve raises interest rates to fight inflation. What? That makes borrowing more expensive, housing more expensive, business expansion more difficult. The cure has its own painful side effects, and working people feel them first. That's why I always come preach to y'all. That's why I always come listen. You got to find ways to make more money. You got to use what you got now to make more money. What happens to jobs when the cost of doing business rise sharply, as it always does during an oil crisis? Companies don't absorb these costs quietly. They slash them. And the first place most companies look to cut costs is their workforce. History has proven the pattern repeatedly. When oil spikes, employment suffers. Companies cut costs more aggressively. When energy costs surge, profit margins shrink. CEOs, CFOs immediately begin identifying ways to reduce operating expenses. Staffing is always on that list. Layoffs, hiring freeze, and reduced hours hit workers fast and without warning. Layoffs increase across industries. Okay? Transportation, logistics, manufacturing, retail, and construction companies are the first sectors to get hit because they rely on the oil the most. But tech, finance, and service industries follow closely. No sector is really truly safe when energy costs make everything more expensive to operate. Hiring slows to a crawl. Even companies that don't lay off workers stop hiring. Openings dry up. Competition for every available job intensifies dramatically. Workers with fewer skills, credentials, or connections get squeezed out of the market entirely. Economic pressure compounds. Again, this is just all stacking up on us at one time. You're losing your job, can't go find another one. Okay? You ain't got no money. Prices is going up. You can't find no way to make no more money. And all of this is just compounding. Unemployed and unemployed and underemployed workers spend less. That reduced consumer spending hurts more businesses. Those businesses end up cutting more jobs. And then the cycle just feeds itself. And it is historically very different and difficult to stop once it gets rolling. During the 2008 financial crisis, which was partly triggered by oil prices spike, the US lost 8.7 million jobs in under 2 years. The recovery took a decade. For millions of working class family, it never fully came back. Don't not assume your job is safe. You must prepare as if it isn't. Those who suffer the most. Let's be brutally honest about something that economists always often soften with careful language. Economic crises are not experienced equally. I'll tell you that right now. The wealthy have buffers. They have savings. They have investments, diversified portfolio, income, assets that appreciate during inflation. Okay? You know when you buy land and it's inflating, the cost of everything is your land inflates. But if the cost goes down and deflate, your land never deflates. That's one hell of an asset. That's why the wealthy have all these bumpers, streams. Working class and low class income families have none of that. They have their next paycheck and that's it. And maybe a prayer. When oil prices spike and inflation surges, the people at the bottom of the economic ladder feel it immediately, completely and without relief. Ain't no stimulus checks coming. Why vulnerability is not your fault. The American system is the culprit. And global financial systems broadly abroad, they are the culprits. These systems are built in ways that concentrate risk from the bottom. We're gonna be the last to get hit, while they the last first to get hit. We're gonna save our own butts while not caring about theirs. Working class people spend a higher proportion of their income on necessities like gas, food, and utilities. When these costs rise, they have no discretionary spending to cut. They only have survival. Low income households spend up to 30-40% of their income just on energy alone. And then you put food in that category, compared to wealthy households who only spend 10%. They don't have no emergency savings. They don't have no means for any financial shock becomes an immediate crisis to their household. No asset means there's no hedge against inflation. There's no stocks, no real estate, no gold. Dependence on a single income stream means one job loss. And if you lose your job, that equals total financial collapse for you. Credit card debt traps families in high interest cycles that deepens during inflation periods. The credit cards, that inflation gonna be that interest gonna be through the roof. You ain't gonna never pay that mug off unless you went and did something smart with the credit card that was gonna make you money. If you went and got in debt, you're in trouble. The paycheck to paycheck trap. Over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, according to multiple financial surveys. That means more than half of this country is one unexpected expense away from a financial crisis. Way before any global oil shock even hit, they already on the tipping point. But when prices rise, these families face impossible choice. They have no other choice. It's, do I pay rent or buy groceries? It's, do I fill my gas tank to get to work or pay the electric bill? Is do I put this month's car payment on a credit card or deal with it later? These are not hypotheticals. These are the real conversations that are happening in millions of Americans' home right now. 100%. And they are about to get harder, much harder, unless you do something. You got this. You cannot sit around and watch this. I'm going to stop on this one right here. This is not just news. This is your life. Here's the moment where most people would disconnect. They see the headlines. They feel a little vague sense of worry. It's like our people are addicted to this stuff. They're addicted to seeing this stuff, and it's like, oh, okay, I can't fix it anyway, so, oh well, let the chips fall where they lay. God help us. They feel a vague sense of worry, and then they change the channel and scroll past. That is exactly the response that keeps people trapped in financial struggle. It's the acronym for POUR, passing over opportunities repeatedly. Yeah. And the acronym for NOW means not one wasted. No opportunity wasted. I do things now because I'm not wasting the opportunity, so that I remain poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly. I do it now. No opportunity wasted, so that I don't stay poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly because I can't afford it. The truth, and the uncomfortable truth, is that what happens in the Strait of Hormuz, in the boardrooms of OPEC nations, and in the trading floors of London and New York directly determines what you're going to pay for life. but you're going to pay to live. The biggest financial mistake that working people make is assuming global events are somebody else's problem. They never are. They're always your problem and not theirs. Usually, when you're least prepared for them, that is when they hit you the hardest. Every global event will affect your finances. Every oil price shock in history has translated directly into higher costs for ordinary people within weeks. This is not theoretical, it is a documented, repeatable pattern. The chain reactions from geopolitical tensions will show up right in your wallet, fast, brutal, and very predictable. If you ignore this, it offers your ignorance, and your ignoring this offers you zero protection. You cannot opt out of a financial crisis by not paying attention to it. Prices do not care whether you follow global news or not, whether you like the president or not, whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, whether you are black or white, whether you a Jew or a Gentile. It don't care about that. Layoffs don't ask if you've been watching TV. The crisis arrives whether you're ready for it or not. Only preparation will provide you protection. And preparation is not optional. This is the defining moment. The people who will survive and thrive through this economic storm will only be the ones who recognize the threat ahead of time, take it seriously, and take action before the worst of it arrives. That window is closing, my cousins and kinfolks. However, it is still open right now. No opportunity wasted. You got to stop watching this happen to you and start positioning yourself to be on the right side of it. The knowledge is out there, it exists. You have people that are showing up to help you. Okay? The pathway to financial protection and wealth creation does exist. I showed you that. Side A, side B. Even with a war and all these prices going up, Buddy's still out there making money. And guess what? He making what he want. You think a job would have him standing in line for 8 hours and he'd be able to make $600 for them 8 hours? I don't know one job paying $600 for 8 hours unless you on the big boy squad. So you up there with them higher ups. Even congressmen and women only make $140,000 a year. The president is paid about $140,000 to $150,000 a year. The president. Okay, so it's now or never. It really is now or never, and I have some opportunities. Okay, unfortunately, I need to go make sure my husband is good with the girls. I'm going to present some opportunities. I won't be here long. I said I wouldn't be here long, and I did. Good timing to get through all of that. I do want to show y'all where the money at and how you can go get you some. Because I told you there's two type of people that's going to come out of this. You get to pick and choose what side you're going to be on, beloveds. That's what I'm saying. You get to pick and choose. But there's two people that's going to come out of this. 100%. Let me put this on, then I'm going to run to the ladies' room while I am checking to make sure my husband and the kids are together. Because I promised that I would do that if I go over 60 minutes. And I'm over 60 minutes, so give me 1 second. Let me play this. And I'm going to let y'all listen over here on Instagram, okay? I'll be right black. Let me let this load up. That's why it's looking a little dark skinned, but hold on one second.
Sometimes you got to take a break from just about everything, disappear, come back, and shock the world. I'm talking to that athlete. I'm talking to that administrator. I'm talking to that nurse, that doctor. I'm talking to that student. I'm talking to that communicator. I'm talking to that pioneer, that inventor. I'm talking to that entrepreneur. I'm talking to that preacher. I'm talking to that person who refuses to stay where they are. I'm talking to that person that doesn't have a problem laying in obscurity, because you know that when you come out of the dark room, all eyes on you. We live in a culture of busyness, distraction, and noise. And sometimes the only way something's going to change is if we disappear. Sometimes you got to delete the app. Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you have to fall back into the dark room and focus on you. Everybody wants destiny. Everybody wants manifestation. Everybody wants fulfillment. Everybody wants the next level in the relationship and a higher quality of living. But nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and get into a place where you can focus on just you. What if you could just shut out every distraction? What if you could just shut out the world for just a season and focus on you? A man is rewarded in public for what he does in private. Can you unplug for just a moment and focus on you? Focus on what matters. Why are you here? What is your destiny? The reason why you don't see it, the reason why it has not manifested, the reason why you are so frustrated is because you have not been willing to forsake all that you've been called to forsake and to follow through behind closed doors. Sure, you can talk about it. Sure, you can plan it. Sure, you can write it down. Sure, you can go to the conference and hear about it. You can read about it. But at some juncture, you have to disappear and put the work in and come back and shock everybody that doubted you. I'm talking to that man, that woman, that boy, that girl who feels the fire in their belly. It's time for you to shock the world. You may have to sleep in your car. You may have to go without food. You may have to bounce around from couch to couch. You may have to sacrifice like nobody in your family ever has. But can you do it behind the scenes when nobody's looking, when nobody's watching, when nobody understands the measure of passion that you carry? Can you keep going? Don't stop. You're right there. Go through the process in the dark room that prepares us and equips us for the stages of destiny. It's time to get real. It's time to get raw. It's time to look ourselves in the mirror and come to the resolve that this version of ourselves is not going to carry us in the stretch. That I've been this version of myself long enough that if I don't change, if I don't do something about this, then I'm going to find myself bankrupt. Some of the most monumental and transformational portraits and pictures that we've ever seen were developed in the dark room. We celebrate athletes and we celebrate critical thinkers and innovators and actors, and we praise them and coin them our heroes, and we follow them by the millions. We love what they do in public, but you don't know the story behind the glory. You don't know the blood, the sweat. You didn't see the tears that they cried, the prayers that they prayed, the countless weeks where they went without sleep to get where they are. One of the greatest tragedies in life is to live and not know why you're living. I'm just wondering if there's anybody here that wants their future, that wants to fulfill their destiny, that wants to manifest, that wants to walk in discipline and determination.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Bring y'all back to me. Thank you for your patience. I know my children. My daughter was doing something she'd have no business doing. So let me go ahead and get through this real quickly, okay? I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back on camera. So I do have several opportunities that I have been mentioning to you guys for a while. Y'all wasn't interested, so we moving forward. Okay. We're moving forward. I have come by here and told you guys about a lot of opportunities. Here's one that I am going to share with you. And I have been sounding this from the mountaintops. Do you know how easy it is to start you an LLC and an EIN? Because that is the way that you're going to get to a bigger bag really faster. People just don't want to do that. But look at what you're missing out on. Look at what you're missing out on because you won't move and you won't do that. You won't come learn what to do and how to do it. Okay? The SBA is giving out a big bag starting next month. If you in anything that got to do with food or catering or feeding people, you can go start a business. Okay? A business. And let me tell you, when I say start a business is on paper. A business is not brick and mortar. A business is not you having supplies and not you having inventory and not you having employees and not you having a payroll system and not you having all these things in your mind that's keeping you stuck in this rat race, in this paycheck to paycheck 40 scam. Work 40 hours a week, okay, for 40 years and retire on 40% of your income. And right now, it don't look like people going to be receiving 401ks, just to be clear. Social Security going to be affected too. Y'all better go pay attention to what these cats are doing. Nevertheless, if you are a small business on paper, then you can qualify. They have millions of dollars they will be giving out in just a few small weeks. Okay? 90% of these loans will be guaranteed for small businesses, not consumers, not everyday regular smegular degulars. Small businesses, LLC, EIN, sole proprietors, S corporations, trust, businesses. Okay? Lots of money available for you. I told you it's going to be two types of people, consumers and investors. Simple as that. Consumers and investors. The U.S. Small Business Administration announced an enhanced grocery guarantee on March 27th, aimed at lowering consumer food costs by expanding access to capital for small businesses throughout the food supply chain. Make that make sense? Hey, I do barbecue. Hey, I do catering. You're missing out, and that ain't even all of the money. Let me pull up the other receipt because I've been telling y'all, get into government contracting. Why is that important? Why is it important to get into government contracting? Because they got so much money over here. Hold on, let me show y'all. It's going to be two types of people, beloveds. Hold on 1 second. Let me go up here and pull it up. Here we go. Let me share this. In the contracting space, for people that know how to use AI, they have millions of dollars to give to small businesses to make your communities AI ready. Teach your folks. They give you millions of dollars to teach your folks because they want everybody AI ready. This is in the contracting space. If you ever wanted to go from zeronaire to millionaire, this is the way to go. Okay? Every single year they will invest 1 million annually per hub for 3 years. That's a $3 million contract for 3 years. Now let me tell you what that looks like every single month. Hold on. Let me tell you what kind of payout you would get. 3 million. Hey cousin, for a $3 million contract for 3 years, how much would you get monthly for that term? I'm about to tell you. You get $3 million for 3 years. So what you would get every single month would be $83,333.33 every single month for the next 3 years for a $3 million contract. Could you even spend $83,333.33 every single month? Yes or no? Y'all talk back to me. Y'all know I told y'all don't come around here with that foolishness. Not talking in the chat. Not. What could you do with $83,000 every single month to make sure the teenagers, the elderly people know how to just use AI, chat GPT, emails, how to use AI to search for stuff? If y'all can't use that, I'm talking to the wrong people. Don't come back around here, okay? Because I'm looking for the people that can use that. Do you know what you would be able to do for you and your family outside of the people that you are helping with $83,333 every single month? That is a lot you would be able to do. A lot you would be able to do. So the resources is there. And this is what you're missing out on, still trying to play regular smegula degula. This is exactly what it's costing you. It is costing you millions of dollars to not act. It is costing you millions of dollars to not know. It is costing you millions of dollars every single year to just procrastinate and stay on this continuous, never-ending systemic cycle. It's costing you millions of dollars. It's costing you way more to not know what to do and then not do it than if you would just do it. Okay? Do it once. A lot of this stuff you can do it once and you set it and forget it. I'll show you some perfect examples, which I've already demonstrated. Okay, hold on. Let me go up. Yeah, let me pull this up real quick. Okay, here we go. Is this the one I was? Yes, it was. Okay, look. I showed y'all how you can create something one time and make money off of it. And you ain't got to do no designing. You ain't got to do no typing. You ain't got to do any of that. Okay? At all. I then came and created 3 ebooks. Selling for $7 individually. AI took the jobs but left the money is one of my ebooks. Okay? That's the front and back cover right here, which not only allows them to just buy my ebook, but also allows them to scan this code and get inside of my membership for just $33 per month. Say 100 people bought my $7 ebook. Every single day, I would have $700 every single day. Say those 100 same people that bought my $7 ebook paid me $33 to get in my community. That would be $3,300. So technically, me selling this ebook for $7 to 100 people, I will make $700. And then them same 100 people taking my upsell of $33 per month would generate me $3,300. Not one time, every single month. So overall, on the first batch, 4,000. Every single month thereafter with just 100 people, I'm doing 3,300. I get 200 people to join my community, I'm doing 6,600. I get 300 people to join my community, I'm doing 9,900. So forth and so on. Okay? So I created this one time, but got multiple ways to make money. Once they get inside my community, I have other upsells, one-on-ones, done for use, masterminds, workshops, in-person events. It just goes on and on and on. So that's the first, okay, ebook. I want the young folks to get in on this AI movement as well. So I created another $7 ebook for them. Okay? Everything in the ebook, whole 9 yards. That is the backside of my ebook, which also offers them a $33 per month community upsell for the young folk. We're going to keep this up, how to go viral on TikTok, how to flip those internet skills into real cash, how to create apps and websites, how to be the shovel owners and not the people mining for gold. Okay. So now that's another ebook that I got for the young people. Then, hold on, let me go over here. I did all of this in the last few days. You created once, you make money on it forever. So now I have another ebook, okay, that I just created. Hold on, it's loading. Hold on, it's loading, it's loading. Did I pass it? Yep, there you go. Okay, find the money. Here is an ebook that allows you to find free money, funding, grant money, capital, what banks are the most generous, what credit score they're looking for. It gives you the whole 9 yards. where to find money. It's already created for me. Okay. Here's page 7. Here's page 8. Here's page 6. All of this is my ebook. Front cover, back cover, and the meat of the middle. I can sell this for $7 as well. And guess what? And guess what? I am going to invite them to join my $33 community. So I have people coming in from multiple ebooks. I don't know them, they don't know me. They bought my ebook and then I upsold them into my community. And now instead of me having to go back and look for people, hey, do you want to do this? We'll do. They right there in my community. How many of y'all in here want to get in government contract? I do. Maybe 15 of them. Okay, cool. How many of you guys want to learn how to do land banking? I do. Maybe 30 of them. They right there in my community. And not only are they in my community, I'm generating monthly revenue every single month consistently. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Because I'm coming in hot with this opportunity, okay? We almost there. I'm going to let y'all beautiful people go and rest your game plan. Thought I had it pulled up here, but it's cool. Let's go ahead and go back. Thought it was already up here. I know it was. All right, so let me show y'all this. Because for some people, seeing is believing. All right. I can come here and type in anything, okay? Let's count their pockets, because you can start a community for anything, for sewing, for knitting, for calligraphy, for parenting, autism, whatever, okay? We're going to go look up autism. Let's see if they have any communities for autism, okay? So check out Mr. Buddy. The number one ADHD, autism, and DHD community on school. It's called the Neural Spicy Community. They have group coaching courses, tools, and strategies to help you grow with your child, okay? They have 1,500 members inside of this community. So let's count their pockets. 1,500 times $29 every single month. $43,500 every month. Every month. Okay? Let's go and count just because and don't think because they got something going on for free that they don't have like a one-on-one inside. You can come in for free, fill up the place, let them come in for free, and then you offer a service like a mentorship or one-on-one coaching or whatever, customized, plan, or tracker or something like that, okay? For whatever symptoms, I was about to say systems and symptoms at the same time. Whatever symptoms they have, you can address it to them, customize it, and it's not just overall, okay? So just don't think because it's free, they ain't making no money. Over here in this one, this group offer parents, caregivers with evidence-based holistic interventions to support their children on the autism spectrum. Now, she charging $29. She has 218 people in her group, or he or she, but that's generating $6,322 every single month, like clockwork. Okay? If we came over here and we typed in sewing, Okay, some of these are free, but they'll teach a group or a workshop. They'll charge for that $97 for a workshop, so they get their money on the back end. Okay, most of these knitting and sewing, from what I see here, they free groups. This one is $6 a month, $10 a month, $5 a month. Okay, majority of them is pretty much free. Okay, so we'll go look up weight loss. All right. Now, I always like to use my brother over here because he took his own personal experience and buddy doing dang near $1 million off of his personal experience. This was him on the left. This is now him on the right. And all he does is help people on his mission reclaim their health, body, and energy, give themselves lasting fat loss, and how to turn, fat into muscle. He charges $260 to be a part of his group, probably for the whole year. Who knows? It doesn't say monthly. So $260 times 26,400 people equals $6,864,000 whole dollars from taking what he did for himself, his process, his journey, his story, and helping other people do the same. And like I said, just because they free, don't think she ain't got no meal planner or some type of prep or some type of workshop. There's always an upsell on the inside. Even with 6 people paying her $75 every single month, she's making $450 extra. Hopefully y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Hopefully y'all picking up what I'm putting down. This is the new way that people have literally, look at this, smart. Let's get fit together. I'm only going to charge $1, but I got 12,900 members. So every single month, I get $12,900. And this is in all areas. I can show you millions in credit. Okay, a lot of my business mates, my competitor mates, they over here killing it. Business and grant. She got 6,900 members, and she charges $47 every single month. That is $324,300 every single month. We times that times 12. She's doing $891,600 every single year. My offer to you, some new offers. There's 2 ways we can go about this. Okay? I have a done for you opportunity for 3 of you, and only 3 of you, to have you a fully built out community, paying community, have you a done for you digital product or a couple of digital products to actually sell to your community. Even after they get inside of your community or pay to get inside of your community, you will have something to sell inside of your community. Okay? We will create the marketing that goes inside of your community. So if you want to show your face or not, you will still be able to post and make sales even after they get into your community. Okay? For 3 people only, we will create your community that will pay you residually every single month and create your digital products that you can sell so you never have to worry about shipping or inventory or any of that. We will set up your website to sell your digital products on so you don't have to be in the middle trying to handle sales and all of that. So you get your done for you community, you get your done for you digital products, and you get your done for you website for 3 of you only. Okay, for $9.97. It would take me roughly about, I would say, about 10 to 14 days turnaround time. Excuse me. It would take me about 10 to 14 days turnaround time to have it built, and then I will start running the appropriate ads to go ahead and start getting customers and clients into your program, and then you will have digital products into your program that they can just come in and buy. Oh, we out. Let me snatch these up. Oh, let me snatch these up. And then we will create your website with a low ticket digital product that also upsells into a middle ticket digital product for $9.97 for just 3 people. Now I just showed y'all hundreds of thousands of dollars. Literally, the smallest number that I showed y'all was $450 off of 6 people from that one community where she was teaching about health. But even that was still bringing in. If you do 450 every single month, after the second month, you have your investment back. Everything else is profit mode. Okay, everything else is profit mode. If it took you 3 to 5 months to get your money back, now you got a free cash generating machine because you've got your money back. That is the way the name of the game ought to go. Let me put my money in so I can get my money back. Might not come right back real fast to me, but it's going to come back. And then it's going to be profitable for me because it really didn't cost me anything. I made the investment. I got my money back. Now everything else is surplus. Is there anybody that want to take those 3 spots that are on the live? Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, that is what I have for the very first offer. That this is what I'm doing. This is what many of my mentees in my millionaire mentorships are doing. I'm just bringing it to y'all. Okay, if you want it, you can take it. It is first come, first serve. And trust and believe. Those spots will go super naturally fast. It's only 3. My time is already pretty much allocated. Okay. If you would like to learn how to do this, how to build your community, okay, I will show you the steps. Education on me, implementation on you. I will show you more than how to build out a community. I will show you how to create your own digital products. I will show you how to create apps and websites. I will show you everything pretty much that you can make and make income from, rapid revenue from, instant income from, Wi Fi wealth from, using AI tools, whether you have any experience or not. Okay. In my 5-day challenge, where I am not only going to be showing you how to make AI products, but how to buy land, how to fix and repair your credit rapidly, how to leverage your credit, how to get funding, how to pay back the funding, how to use the funding to go buy income producing assets, real estate, etc. Okay, how to protect it, how to start a trust, the right type of trust to start, how to fund the trust, how to become your own bank, how to protect yourself, how to become from being a public citizen to being a private corporation. Okay, the whole 9 yards. 5 days of power packed, transformational, make your money grow while you sleep type of situation. Okay. For general admission. And this is the last call before it goes up $100. This is early bird pricing only. If y'all don't want it, I'm not going to mention it to you. Take it to the people in the groups and the strangers. You know, for me, it's not hard to build. It's hard to build with different people. Okay, that's what I will say. It's easier for me to build with people that I'm familiar with. You're familiar with me. We spent some time, built a rapport. Doesn't matter if it was online. You know my heart, or you can discern my spirit, my heart. Okay, we have some type of um, rapport with one another. Versus you trying to go outside and consistently do this with people who don't know you and you don't know them. Okay? So I bring it to my cousins here first, but if y'all don't want it, there's a massive audience. A massive audience that do. And I'll show y'all receipts all the time. All the time. All the friggin' time. I'll show y'all receipts. The $150,000 months, they don't come from over here. I charge what I want. And God has put me in a position to be able to do that. Would I invest $1,000 to make back 1,000 every single month like clockwork, to make back 100,000 if I want to, 300,000 if I want to? Absolutely. That's a no-brainer. That's an absolute no-brainer. So you have the option to have it done for you if you don't have the time or you don't know what to do and you want it done right. Or you can actually attend the 5-day intensive, learn how to do it, go make a business from it. Once you got step by step, hands on mentorship, coaching you on how to do it, then you can go and do it yourself. General admission is $197. VIP, and that just gets you 5 days to all 5 days of the training. I don't know anybody working no 5 days for no $197. Not even minimum wage, okay? So that lets you know I'm not in it for the income. I'm in it for the impact. What you're going to learn is going to be far more valuable than whatever you invested to come and learn the information. But that gets you 5 days to all access to all 5 days. You got to come ready to show up, ready to grind it out, ready to write down, take information, do it with me. Okay, get it done. VIP gives you Q&A. I will only answer questions to those who showed up VIP for themselves. Not only that, you get lifetime access to the replays. Not only that, you get done for you digital products that have already been vetted. They have already been researched. We know exactly what the people are asking for. I will give you access to those digital products because you paid and are you invested in yourself at a top tier level, VIP. So VIP is $297. General admission is $197. If you would like any of those opportunities, put a 2 in the chat. Okay? You can put a 2 with a G for general or 2 with a V for VIP. And the reason why I say put these numbers is so that when you make payment or whatever the case may be, I know and you have a record, a written record of what I purchased. Okay? Because I take payments from multiple payment platforms. So those are the two options on that. I have a done for you book package deal for those who have stories that have not told their stories and they know they ought to tell their stories because their wealth is going to come from their words. Okay, their wealth is going to come from their words. Your wealth ain't going to come from Building no business is going to come from your stories. You're going to be successful from your stories. And if you don't think stories are powerful, then just look at the Bible. If you don't think stories don't create legacy, then why do all wealthy people have a story? It's called a book. I don't care if they're writing it on the economy. I don't care if they're writing it about their war experience, about their divorce experience, about how they did business, how they acquired all this real estate. They have a story. I have a done for you opportunity for, I'll take 3 maximum, but I'll say 2 minimum. I will write your book for you with your participation. We will write your book, craft your story. Okay. We will also give you a community, whether that be paid or free, possibly free community, because you can upsell your books and stuff inside of your community. But we will create you a community, we will create you a course, and we will do your book. Okay. And we will put together your launching marketing so that you can actually launch your book and become a bestseller. We will give you the steps on how to become a bestseller, which ain't hard, at all. But I'm not finna give the game on the live stream now, okay? But we will give you that game of how to make your book a bestseller, because we want the authority of the bestseller behind your book. Once we create your book, you guys saw me create a customer's book. I also gave her a coloring book. I also gave her a children's version book to go with her book. She also had a workbook. Okay. So I will, for 2 people, maximum 3, I will create your book for you. Okay. I will create a community for you, and I will create a course for you. So inside of your community, you can have people go through your course. Okay. That was created for you. I will do that for 3 people max. I'm going to say 2 minimum, but 3 people max. I will write your story, build your community of people around that story, and create your course. And if God say throw in some other stuff, we'll do that too, okay? I might even create your landing page so you can do a pre-launch. And it also includes your marketing, okay? What to say, hey, I'm a new author, check out my book, whoop-de-whoop-whoop, okay? You can actually go publish it on Amazon KDP, or you can have it published on some other self-publishing websites. We'll give you all of that information so you can make money on your own if you don't want to go through the Amazon distribution way. Whole 9 yards, okay? $9.97 for that offer to be able to create it for you, create your book, your course, your community, and those things that I just explained for $9.97. If you want that, put a 3 in the chat. And technically, we can have everything done within a 30-day time frame. And that's why we're not able to take on a whole big old boatload of folks. But here's your opportunity. If you ever had a book that you know you should have written, God convicted you to write, and you have not written it, and you don't have the time, we will come up with your cover, the whole 9 yards, okay? We'll go ahead and create it. I have a whole entire book writing system that I try to tell y'all to come and get in the mentorship and learn how to do ghostwriting. And to be clear, I charge $5,000 to do your book. I charge $5,000 to do whatever kind of book, but just to do your book alone. Does not come with no community, does not come with any of that. Just your book alone, okay? Structuring it, formatting, uploading it, making sure, okay, we do some type of launch campaign behind it. You get bestseller status. Normally, I do the whole done for you package for no lesser than $5K. Because I'm not doing the bestseller, I'm gonna actually give you the game, because I'm not doing the launch. I'm going to actually give you the game. Okay. I'm going to do the hard part, but I'm going to make sure you well rounded to be able to have a successful book launch and a community. If you want to do a 7-figure 1-year event, we will also, teach you how to do that as well, just from off of that book. So if you want that, you can put a 4 in the chat. I'm gonna do this last, what I call mid ticket, the cohort number 2 of Family of Millionaires, where I'm going to show 5 people, particularly 5. Okay, tell you up front, the investment is $1K. I'm going to help 5 of you get to $250,000 in funding. Okay, whether your credit is shot out or whether it's decent, I'm going to show you how to delete what needs to be deleted, boost your credit score really rapidly. Okay, 7 to 10 days tops, and then go get this big funding bag. I'm also going to show you how to start your own funding business. Okay, using the same technique and same framework that I am going to, be teaching you, giving you access to the system that will help you do it with your eyes closed while you sleep, and the software, okay, where everything is done decently and in order. And then how you can actually have access to banking reps and different banks that we bank with that go get the biggest bag they have ever had. Why? Because we want you to get the biggest payout. This is where you start moving money in a different way. Everybody and their mama need money. This is the best business model to ever get into. If you ever wonder what's the best business, money. Finding people money, you will never have a money problem. Finding businesses money. Finding realtors money. Finding regular smugglers money. Okay, finding what do you call it? Brokers money. Finding transportation businesses money. Dental office business money. Extra money. Clients. More clients mean extra money. So you get access to the system, software, banking reps, the whole entire framework, what banks to go to, what they looking for, how to get pre-qualifications, how to get people funded $1 million, contracts, how you gonna get paid, how you set up your merchant, you get the whole 9 yards. But one thing in particular that I'm adding for cohort 2 is how to get wealthy off of wash houses, laundromats. It's a new program that I have not disclosed or brought openly out to anybody except you be in my $25,000 mastermind. But for $997, I'm gonna show you where to go get $250,000 and how to go get it rapidly. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you how to do this for other people. If you get one of your clients approved for $1 million in funding, and that's not hard, I've showed y'all receipts. One client just 2.5 weeks ago approved for up to 5 million, 500,000 to 5 million. If she took just the 500,000, 50,000 of that would be mine, 10% for getting her approved. If she took the 5 million, 500,000 of that would be mine at 10% just for getting her approved. This is where you become your own banker and the best person to control your financial economy, your financial future, your financial forecast is you. Okay? I'm only taking 5 in this cohort. I'm only taking 5 in this cohort. Okay? And I'm not even going to offer it or promote it too many times. Last time said 5, 12 showed up. I'm only doing 5 more. And all the receipts that I have shown for the 25,000 approval, 75,000 approval, 50,000 approval, 20,000 approval have come from the first cohort. So I showed y'all. If I don't know how to do nothing else, I know where to go get that bag. Why do we need it fast? So that we can buy real assets. Why is that real important to me? Because Larry Fink, BlackRock CEO, Donald Trump, they have all gotten together. They're supposed to reveal their new financial system. This man has been talking about tokenization, tokenization of all assets. And it's like, okay, until you find out what tokenization is. We will never be able to own a piece of property outright as it being 100% ours. As soon as all tokenization of all assets, vehicles, if you go buy a Lamborghini and I want 10% of your Lamborghini, somebody else wants 10%. You will never own 100% of anything anymore at all. This is with this new system that they are, bringing up on us, will do to every American. You will not own property, commercial or residential. You will not own vehicles. Nothing that you buy. Rolls Royce, diamond watches. If I like the Joe diamond watch, I can actually buy a piece of your diamond watch. So when you get a payout, I get a payout. That is bananas. We will not be able to be called homeowners in that sense. Homeowners with shares. Because we all own that same home. The devil is a liar. Then we would just be out of time. So I am going to offer those opportunities to you guys. I've told y'all for the last few days here, and I'm just going to reiterate it before I go. I'm not changing up anything that I'm talking about. But you heard me say today, now the opportunities might be different, but the message will not be. So if you ain't looking to take action, you ain't looking to really change your life, you just sitting around here, you know what I'm saying, in the comments or as a fly on the wall in the live with no intention of doing something for yourself, we absolutely are unequally yoked. I can't do nothing but pray for you and keep it pushing. Because I'm not just in this for me and my family. Sure, I can go off and leave everybody stranded in the dust. I got enough information that me and mine will never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever, never have to depend, rely upon them, be afflicted by them ever again. But what good is that if I can't put people in that same position? Then I'm a loser. I've lost this thing called the game of life. Because God didn't give me the information to just be a information whore and take it and it's just me and my family. You want to know why so many of our people are not on to or into government contracts? Because you got a lot of gatekeepers. Even if you go to church, they got books. Catch that with two hands. But we'll never have you come to a convention or never do some type of workshop and show you how they wrote a book. And all their congregants got books. They got stories. That's how they came to the church. They got testimonies. Why is that? Here I am, just this little old woman over here on, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok when I want to. Just saying, hey, y'all need to pay attention to this. And then this is how we move. This is how we respond to what we just saw. My time is up. Is there any questions? Please don't sit around and watch me, because if I start praying, you ain't going to like that. If I start praying, you're not going to like that. Okay? And because there's an agitation in my spirit, and have been in my spirit for the last few days, I've been very vocal about it. If I sense that in my life, if I sense that amongst those that are watching me, then I am anointed to execute vengeance upon it. You might mess around and catch a stray, trying to sit around and peep and hide. This is not playtime. We are in a war. Okay? Ours might don't look like Iran versus US. But the enemy's job is to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's who I see at work. So we can talk about all the evil men, Rockefeller, Rothschilds, all these evil people, but they still got a boss, and their boss is the devil. Their boss is the devil, who is a thief, a murderer, and a destroyer. If you come to take all our resources, that's theft. Same product for a much greater price, that's theft. You start wars, make us pay for them, that's theft. You do tariffs and make us pay, that's theft. So like I said, I'll leave y'all with that since y'all don't got no questions. Instagram, I love y'all. It's been good as always. You interested in any of those opportunities? Go ahead, hit that DM, friends, okay? And I'm going to get all the information and all that good stuff to y'all. Let me put the information over here. This is all my contact details. If you are wanting to get started, here is the payment platforms that I am only accepting payments on. Now at the top of the ticker that is scrolling across. Oops. Trying to fix my camera. All right. Instagram cousins, I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next time. And if you guys are interested again, hit the DM. I will send you the information that I am showing them over here. Okay. I love y'all. Stay in peace, and you will not end up in pieces. And most importantly, no opportunity wasted. God loves you enough to send the opportunity your way. Stop passing over them repeatedly. Because what we all about to endure and go through, two types of people going to come out of that. Those that will perish and those that will prosper. All right, I'm out.